Guys, this is Pratishtha. I hope everyone is doing great. And I'm your IELTS trainer. Um, so in the previous videos, we did something about listening and speaking. But in this video, we are going to be focusing on writing and some of its aspects. So, let's move ahead and let's see what do we have for today. Because we'll be discussing some areas in writing which we need to focus on. So, looking at today's goals, um, we will talk about writing task 2 in IELTS. So, we will understand first of all how to approach the task 2 in writing, right? And we will understand the structure of an essay, how an essay works, right? And then we have to try and understand the writing essay based on some real prompts. So these real prompts would be taken from the IELTS exam. We'll also look at how to improve our clarity, coherence, and argument. And we will try to develop that in our writing, right? So what is the IELTS writing task 2? In IELTS task 2, you're required to write an essay in response to a prompt, right? So you'll be given a prompt, you have to choose a side, and you have to write an essay on it. Mostly it's argumentative, where you have to put your own point of view and you have to persuade the reader about your point and make your point, basically. You will need to provide a well-organized and coherent essay with clear arguments and examples, right? So it would be a well-organized essay, right? And a coherent essay. The task is this one has more value than task 1. So task 2 has more value than task 1. And it is important to focus on strong argumentation and clarity. So again, essentially, it's not that task 1 is not important. It's just that task 2 contains more marks, right? So moving on to the structure of a strong IELTS task 2. How do you need to structure it, right? You need to have an introduction, right? You need to have some body paragraphs. In fact, we can also add body paragraph 3 here. So you need to have a body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and then probably a conclusion, right? Where you can summarize your main points and restate your thesis. So again, introduction, just like we always write it, we need to present our topic. We need to write our thesis. So thesis is basically our opinion or main argument, right? That's the thesis. In body paragraph 1, we will develop our first argument, right? And support it with some sort of examples and evidence. Body paragraph 2, our second argument, supported with examples and details. Body paragraph 3, same thing, supported with examples and details, right? And then we have our conclusion. Now, that is pretty much it for our thesis, right? And our body paragraphs, and then our conclusion. This is basically just a general structure. Now, some tips, we'll just go through some tips quickly, right? So that we are able to take that into consideration while we are writing. So first tip is plan before you write. Take a few minutes to plan your intro. So make sure that your intro is good. Your body paragraphs and your conclusion, all of them are there so that you have a clear perspective in your mind. Use clear topic sentences, right? So everything should be, especially in, I would say, your writing, everything should have a clear purpose and it should be clearly stated in the beginning. Provide examples. You need to provide real life examples, facts, or statistics to support your argument, right? So your examples should be real life. There should be some sort of examples, or there should be some sort of stats to support your argument. Now, it could be like a newspaper report that last week in Texas, this happened. That supports your argument, right? It could be some sort of stats like 2 out of every 5 students like to feel more disciplined when they are wearing uniforms, right? Or there could be a study according to a study conducted by the University of Michigan. It has been found out that it has been found out that students feel more less judged when they are wearing uniforms, for example, right? So these sort of examples you need to provide. Of course, you need to stay focused, right? Because if you lose focus, you will lose the clarity of thoughts that's there, right? And then you have a wide range of vocabulary, tenses, different sentence structures, all of them are important, right? So you need to have that. So you have a writing question. Some people think that government should invest in a public service such as education and healthcare instead of spending money on the arts, music, and theater. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So it's generally just like government should not spend a lot on art and theater and culture, but instead on education and healthcare. What do you think? Now, it can have two perspectives. You can say that yes, it should spend on education and healthcare, and no, it should spend on music and art and culture. So you can have a basic general intro, right? And the main point here is, do you have your arguments? So first you see, so it does not have to be that what you really believe in, just write what you have more points for, right, in IELTS, because that's the goal. So you can go ahead and think about three body paragraphs. What will you talk about? You can elaborate it like later on, but first think if you have the ideas or not, right? So the first one would be that I am for music and theater. So I would say that it preserves the culture, right? I can say that it's necessary to unwind. Unwind is basically like to help us relax and entertain, because that is also important, right? It helps to calm or like de-stress. I mean, these are just three small points that I can write. But if I go ahead with invest in public service such as education and healthcare, if I go for that, I would rather have less points for me personally, right? Because there could be arguments, but I could have like, it could not come in my mind. But if I think of it right now, education, because education is the building block, right? And future, for a secured future. So advance healthcare is beneficial overall, and it could bring medical tourism and build economy. And so there could be more job opportunities. Right? These are the 3 points that we can look into if we want to write about that. So now it's up to you. What do you want to pick? Your, to be honest, your personal opinion. I mean, I would just suggest, even if you believe that you believe in music and theater, and you have more points for the other one, I would just say go ahead and do the one that you have more points for, right? Because here the reader is not really looking for what you believe in, it's rather than how you're writing, right? So it does not matter what your opinion is. Just, I mean, write where you have more points. So now this is just an introduction. So for introduction, we can write, some people argue that governments should prioritize funding for essential public services. You'll always start with something like this, that some people think that this is the priority, others think that this is the one. Such as education and healthcare, over allocating resources to arts, including music and theater. This is like mandatory. Always start with something like this. While it is undeniable that public services are crucial for the well being of citizens, I believe that arts also play a vital role in society and deserve government support. Now, this is our thesis. This is like the opening line. This is the thesis where it's clear to us what we are talking about. In this essay, I will discuss the importance of balancing investments in both public services and arts to ensure a well-rounded and enriched society. So now in this part, you are going to talk about like what will your essay contain? Right? That is what you'll talk about. Now, there are some common mistakes in task 2 essay. Task 2 essay, it's not answering the question. First of all, you need to address all the parts of the question if they are mentioned. Don't have to write off topic. Many people write they just don't plan it. Planning is super important. You need to have a mind map created for yourself. You need to have a plan so that you don't go off topic. Then there is lack of examples, right? So you need to have some examples, some sort of stats, some sort of data. Poor organization. So you need to have a proper organization, of course, right? Organization has a lot of points. And overuse of complex languages. You need to have a variety of vocab, you need to have a variety of sentence structure, but again, do not overboard it. Like, don't go overboard with the complex usage of language. Rather, just take it easy, probably have one or two, I would say, tougher words or one or two tougher things in the entire paragraph. Now, we will talk about body paragraph development. Previously, we talked about the introduction, right? So again, we will write the body paragraph on the same topic. One reason governments should continue to invest in the arts. So I'm giving my first reason, right? Is that they significantly contribute to the cultural and emotional well-being of society. This is my first reason, which is stated in the first line. So the opening line of the body paragraph, where my intentions are clear. The arts provide a platform for self-expression, creativity, and social cohesion, all of which are essential for vibrant and dynamic community. Now, this is just an explanation of the first point. This is an example. Countries with strong support for the arts, such as France and Italy, often see increased tourism due to their rich cultural heritage, including music, theater, and visual arts. Right? So this is an example. This not only enhances national identity, but also boosts economy. Furthermore, so it seems like this is point one, right? So everything is clubbed here in one thing. The arts provide a platform for self-expression, creativity. This is like point number two, and then they have given an example. Then furthermore, point number three, it is seen as art therapy program. So first was our self-expression. Oh, sorry, emotional well-being. Right, emotions. Second one was tourism and creativity. Third, it's therapy. That's all. We have 3 points. We can elaborate on it, right? Now, this is all clubbed into one, but you have to make separate 3 paragraphs for it. So by supporting the arts alongside public services, government ensures that citizens' intellectual and emotional needs are met, contributing to a more balanced and enriched society. This holistic approach supports my argument that both public services and the arts are essential for societal development. Right? Now we have to write and see what the conclusion would be. So how to write strong conclusion? Restate your main arguments. You have to tell again what your argument was. Provide a final thought. You need to make sure that you have provided your final opinion, and you need to keep it short. So it does not have to create any sort of, I would say, explanations. So your conclusion could be that in conclusion, while investing in essential public services like healthcare and education is critical for a nation's growth and well-being, the arts should not be overlooked as they contribute significantly to the cultural and emotional fabric of the society. So this is your conclusion. And this is your opening statement. Right? So here you are restating. By funding both sectors, government can create a more well-rounded society that supports not only the physical and intellectual needs of citizens, but also their creative and emotional well-being. As such societies evolve, a balanced approach to public spending is necessary to foster innovation, national identity, and social cohesion for future generation. So basically, this is a small paragraph restating whatever we have stated before, and that's how you write a proper conclusion. So now, keeping all of them together, we could have an essay like, now body paragraph, we need to divide it into three different paragraphs. This is just one paragraph, just for an example. So, some people argue that governments should prioritize funding for essential public services such as education and healthcare over allocating resources to arts, including music and theater. While it's undeniable that public services are crucial for well-being of citizens, I believe that arts also play a vital role in society and deserves government support. In this essay, I will discuss the importance of balancing investments in both public services and arts to ensure a well-rounded and enriched society. One reason governments should contribute to invest in the arts is that they significantly contribute to the cultural and emotional well-being of the society. The arts provide a platform for self expression, creativity, social cohesion, all of which are essential for a vibrant and dynamic community. For instance, countries with strong support for arts, such as France and Italy, often see increased tourism due to their rich cultural heritage, including music, theatre, and visual arts. This not only enhances national identity, but also boosts the economy. Furthermore, the arts can play therapeutic roles, as seen in art therapy programs, which have proven beneficial for mental health, right? By supporting the arts alongside public services, government ensure that citizens' intellectual and emotional needs are met, contributing to a more balanced and enriched society. This holistic approach supports my argument that both public services and the arts are essential for societal development. In conclusion, while investing in essential public services like healthcare and education is critical for a nation's growth and well-being, the arts should not be overlooked as they contribute significantly to the cultural and emotional fabric of society. By funding both sectors, government can create a more well-rounded society that supports not only the physical and intellectual needs of its citizens, but also their creative and emotional well-being. As societies evolve, a balanced approach to public spending is necessary to foster innovation, national identity, and social cohesion for future generations. Now, this was just all of the things that we learned put together. Our second one would be, it's a second topic. We will follow the same outline. Is it better to live in a small town while other prefer living in a big city? So we have to discuss our points. For small towns, we can say that people are well connected, that everything is approachable, right? We can also say that it is pollution free, like less pollution. Pollution is less, right? It's just for small towns, just three basic ideas that I could find on top of my head. It should not take a lot of time. And for your second part, cities, more advanced, more, I would say, essentials are available, like hospitals and more educational institutes. And then third one, it brings more opportunities, job wise, education wise, etc. So these are the three main points that I can take for both these situations, and I can see which one can I write better, right? Then your essay plan could be, you briefly introduce the topic of small town versus big city, so you give an introduction. State that both environments have their advantages and disadvantages. Always start with that. But present your opinion on which one you personally prefer and why. Right? So again, you will say that both have their own disadvantages and advantages. That is how you start. Body paragraph 1. So for example, living in a small town. Discuss the advantages of living in a small town. Right? So you can say it has close-knit communities, less pollution, peaceful lifestyle. Provide examples or evidence. So less traffic, more affordable living, for example. Mention potential drawbacks. So you can also plan it in the way that in first body paragraph we are talking about small town, second body paragraph we are talking about living in a big city, right, and giving its positives and negatives, right? So I will write in the first body paragraph the positives, the negatives. Here also I will talk about the positives and the negatives and give examples to prove my point. And then in the conclusion, I can just finally talk about which one do I prefer. So here, explore the benefits of living in big city, career growth, diverse services, amenities, and better education. You can give more examples like job opportunities, cultural diversity, etc. You can talk about some downsides, which is high cost of living, noise, and pollution. You can also add a body paragraph 3, which will give your preference. So here you can explain what do you prefer. Then again, you will just summarize both perspective and reiterate your point and emphasize the importance of personal preference. For example, if you believe in living in big cities, so you can just say that big cities still have more um, advantages of living over a small town. So for example, you can say, like, if we put it all together, in today's world, this is an intro. This is body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2. If you like, you can add body paragraph 3, and this is conclusion. So in today's world, people often debate whether it is better to live in a small town or big city. Some believe that tranquility and close-knit community of a small town offers better quality of life, while others argue that opportunities and convenience available in a big city are more appealing. So this is like a general statement. In my opinion, while both small towns and big cities have their own unique advantages, I believe that living in a big city is more beneficial. So it's your purpose, particularly for those seeking career growth and diverse lifestyle. Now you'll start explaining. First, we have small towns. Those who prefer living in small town often highlight the strong sense of community and peaceful environment. In small towns, people tend to know each other, which fosters a close-knit and supportive social atmosphere. The lower population density also means less traffic, cleaner air, and a slower pace of life, which many find appealing, especially families or retirees, people who are retired. Additionally, the cost of living is typically lower, allowing people to afford larger homes and enjoy a quieter, more relaxed lifestyle. However, small towns may also present challenges such as limited access to healthcare, fewer job opportunities, and a lack of entertainment and cultural activities. On the other hand, living in a big city offers a wide range of opportunities that are difficult to find in small towns. Cities are hub of economic growth and countless job options across various industries. This makes them ideal for professionals who are focused on advancing their careers. In addition, big cities provide access to world-class education, healthcare, and public services. This variety of cultural events, restaurant, museum, and entertainment options also add to the appeal of the city, offering a vibrant and diverse environment. However, these benefits often come with some downside, such as high cost of living, noise pollution, which can be overwhelming for some individuals. Right? So now we spoke about both the advantages and disadvantages of both the sides. You can give your personal opinion in body paragraph 3. It can be short and small, it does not have to be like very long. Then conclusion. In conclusion, both small towns and big cities have their own distinct advantages and disadvantages. Small towns offer peace and community, while big cities provide career opportunities and diverse lifestyles. Ultimately, the decision of where to live depends on personal preference and priorities. For those seeking professional growth and dynamic environment, a big city is likely a better choice. Conversely, means alternatively, individuals who prioritize tranquility and community may find a greater satisfaction in small town. So you have again given a conclusion for both, but also stated your point. So finally, writing essay is over here. What we learned today is strategies for writing strong IELTS writing, like the two essays. We discussed the importance of planning, structure, and arguments, right? So that is super important when writing an essay. We practiced writing introductions, body paragraphs, and full essays. So that was important. Again, for your homework, I would suggest you can take these topics or you can take a topic of your own and write something on it. At least create a mind map, because that is important. Right? So create that sort of mind map, and yeah, check for your clarity, for your currents, your linking words, vocabulary, sentence structure, everything. And writing an essay, I would say, could be a pretty difficult task, because it involves a lot of practice and planning and all those sort of things. But it fetches more marks. And I would say that you need to practice writing essays, because it's not something that you can do on the spot. You need practice for it. And yeah, I hope you practice well, and I will see you in the next sessions.